40. Democracy in Korea. Colonial.
Many countries in Africa gained independence from European colonial rule.
Liberation.
The liberation from Japan's colonial rule in 1945 was a significant event for the Korean people.
Split.
A political party can be split by ideological differences. There was a split over who would be the representative of the party.
Politics.
One of the main features of contemporary politics is the system of political parties.
Ideology.
The citizens were divided through various political ideologies.
Nationalism.
The people shouted and waved their flags as nationalism swept across the nation.
Patriot.
The citizens sang patriotic songs as they welcomed their returning patriots.
Liberal.
We will fight for a liberal democracy. Some people think that liberals are too soft-hearted.
Communist.
A communist is a person who advocates communism. In a communist society, the government controls all means of production.
Conservatism.
My dad is known for his conservatism and traditional ideals.
Socialism.
Socialism began as a resistance to inequality.
Experience.
We all learn by experience. The country has experienced a series of political changes in recent years.
Series.
A series of wars have broken out in the region.
Military.
The country has threatened to take military action.
Revolution.
Thousands of people died during the French Revolution. The revolution of the earth causes the changes in seasons.
Revise.
The college has revised its plans because of the students' objections.
Develop.
Korea's economy has developed fast by relying on export.
Succeed.
He was the first man to succeed in climbing the mountain. He was the first man to make a successful climb to the mountain. The prince succeeded to the throne.
Provide for.
The current constitution provides for a single 5-year term of the presidency. The couple quit their jobs even though they had children to provide for. The new computer programs provide for the hackers' attacks.
Separate. Separate.
The two areas of the region are separated by the river. The party was split into two separate groups.
Branch.
The small monkey climbed up the tree and sat on a branch. All branches of the government have to cut costs. The bank opened an overseas branch in New York.
Legislative.
In Korea, the National Assembly has the legislative power.
Judicial.
The judicial branch has the power to change laws through the process of judicial review.
Operate.
She works with a design company, operating from an office in Seoul. Solar panels can only operate in sunlight. She is good at operating programs such as computer graphics.
Primary.
Their primary aim was to win the presidential election. She taught at a primary school in Seoul.
Semi-autonomous.
The region is semi-autonomous with its own government and parliament.
Local.
If you visit the province, you should try the local food. Words in context. After the liberation from Japan's colonial rule in 1945, Korea was split by political ideologies. Though nationalistic patriots tried to prevent the division, a liberal democracy was established in the South, and communists took the power in the North. Now in South Korea, there are political parties with different ideologies, such as conservatism, liberalism, and socialism. Korea experienced a series of military dictatorships from the 1960s up until the 1980s, but the democratic revolution finally overthrew the repressive regime and the constitution was revised. South Korea has since developed into a successful liberal democracy. Now, the Korean constitution provides for a separation of powers, or 3 separate branches of government: executive, legislative, and judicial. The executive and legislative branches operate primarily at the national level, and there are also semi-autonomous local governments.